Welcome back to the database translation. This is part 6 and the last one in this series. We're going to look at a gray literature this time, since we've gone through quite a few different platforms and databases. Part of a scoping review, symptomatic review, you do need some gray literature. So the one that we're going to look at is MedRx. This is a reprint platform, so we're going to look at that one. So we still need our search string up. We don't need Polyglot anymore because searching a gray literature platform, 90% of them do not take a complicated search string like what we have been working with. They do search more like a Google search, using your basic keywords. So what we're going to want to look at is kind of our concept map here. And we're going to kind of want to take maybe one or two. With this one, we could probably use 3 terms from uh, each of your concepts. Like health professions, I'm just going to use one term because hopefully using just health professions, it will pull everything in. A response rate, I may use 2, and then survey, I'm going to kind of use 3 different ones. So let's get into MedRx. I'm just going to do a basic Google search for MedRx. Like I said, it is a reprint. When you come in here, you can kind of look and it comes to your basic search string. We're not going to use advanced on here. We're just going to use this one search box. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to type in my search string here. So I have online survey or electronic survey or email survey. So this is my first concept. Um, and then I'm going to use the word and because this is going to build into our second concept. So you can see I have response rate or completion rate. So I'm looking at either one. So that's our second concept. And then we're going to look at our third concept. So you can see I have my third concept here, which is health professional. Instead of putting S there, I did truncate it with a asterisk. So you can do some truncation in here. Again, you can also notice that I do use my quotes as well to keep my phrases together. So we're going to go ahead and hit search. And as you can see, it does bring in quite a few results. Our search string is here. Something else that you can do with this is also do your date range, which is down here, which doesn't give us very many options for date range. Um, this would probably be, so it doesn't go all the way back to what we need. So this one can't really filter down as much as we would like to. So this is going to be a little bit more of a challenge. But if you did, I'm going to copy the search string. The one advantage of using that advanced search box is by using, you can put your search string right here. Then this is where you can actually limit your date range. So that is one thing that you all need to. So if you're not limiting date range, you can just use that first box at the very beginning. If you are limiting your date range, you have to use the advanced search. You'll just build it the same way from that first box as you did. Here, you'll put that date range in. The rest of this we are going to leave as is, and then we're going to hit that search. So that is the 2 different ways of doing this. As you can see, it did not make that much of a difference by pulling in that date range. Something else you can notice as well when we're looking at this, you can already see it's only pulling back from 2016 anyway, so it still falls in that date range. With a gray literature platform, unfortunately, MedRx does have this add citations, but it does get finicky after a while. So the best way to work a gray literature platform is by literally having to open up your articles. This is where Zotero or EndNote comes in handy. I have EndNote and I also use Zotero. When I'm extracting articles individually like this, I like Zotero because it does give me this little paper icon here. It automatically adds everything into Zotero for me. So that is just something where our citation manager comes into play, but that is basically how to use a gray literature platform. It is very similar to a Google searching.